Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, you know? Just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me. Absolutely happened to me. I had, for years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hi, I'm Ashley Flowers, and if you're like me and grew up watching America's Most Wanted and reading Nancy Drew, then hi, you're a crime junkie. And I bet that passion for solving mysteries never went away, which is why we've assembled a team of reporters to dig deep into all the cases we still obsess over. Each Monday, my best friend Britt and I will bring you a case that you won't be able to stop thinking and talking about. So join us by listening to Crime Junkie wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yeah, and choo-choo.
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. All aboard the murder train.
On.
Choo-choo and pulling away from the station.
Doors are closing.
Doors are closed. Guys are shoveling coal, and it's a very old train that we got. We couldn't afford a newer train.
It doesn't have doors. Just jump up the steps.
Not really an express. It's more of a locomotive from the 1880s, but we're going to get it moving.
Yeah.
And these episodes are crazy, as we say. 10 pounds of lightning in a 2-pound bag. So let's do this very quickly. Check out shutupandgivememurder.com right now. Get your tickets for everything that you could possibly want. If you're listening to this show early, you can still get the virtual live show. If not, it's probably over. Otherwise, get on there, get your tickets. We're going to announce the full slate of 2023 shows coming up here. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you want to be for all the bonus material. There's so much on there. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get, first of all, the whole back catalog of bonus material, which is like 150 episodes, which is very good and bingeable. And on top of that, every other week, you're going to get 2 more added to that. 1 crime and sports, 1 small town murder. You'll have access to it all. This week, which we're going to give you here, is for crime and sports. We're going to talk about Len Bias, who was a basketball player, drafted number 1 overall in 1986. The night he was drafted, that night he went out, partied, and had an overdose of cocaine and had a heart attack and died.
It's a damn good night.
He was going to be the sure thing, next Michael Jordan, and ended up being not any of that.
Yeah.
And then for Small Town Murder, we were going to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer, the Netflix series,
Right.
and compare that to the real life happenings and see where Netflix kind of conflated some things and just made up some things and did all of that sort of thing, because it's done so well cinematically that's going to become the record of what everybody believes. And it's, we need to talk about the real stuff. So we'll do all of that and more. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get it all. And you'll get a shout out at the end of the regular show where Jimmie will mispronounce your name. That said, let's get to this. I think it's time to jump right in here and sit back, clear the lungs wherever you are, hopefully not in too public of a place, and sit there and shout, "Shut up and give me murder!"
Let's go.
Let's do this, Jimmie.
Yeah.
Let's go on a trip.
Okay.
It's somewhere you don't want to go.
No?
You never want to go.
Fucking
We're going to New Mexico, Jimmie.
it's
Your
so
favorite.
Dusty.
Your favorite place. We're going to Bernardo, New Mexico.
Oh, it's my teeth are already gritty.
Oh, it's gritty,
Yikes.
too. The picture of this place, they just show it like from a plane. Like it's from like 30,000 feet because it's just a giant barren area.
That's the best way to see New Mexico.
That's how you see it. Yeah, going over it.
Yeah.
That's the person in charge of taking the pictures didn't even stop there. They were just like, I'll just fly over it. I'll go to like San Antonio or something. I'll just take pictures.
Pilot, tell me when it's time.
All right, now, okay. Bernardo's 50 minutes to Albuquerque. It's south of Albuquerque. It's down there.
Yeah.
It's in the mountains because if Albuquerque kind of comes down a hill into Albuquerque, the mountains are huge down there. It's elevation 4,750 feet elevation. This town is, it's
what?
Tall. It's up there, and it's like Flagstaff or so. Well, Flagstaff's like 7,000, but
4,000.
4,750 feet.
Wow.
It's very, very high. If you've ever driven up southern New Mexico to Albuquerque, it's so mountainous. These huge grade
That's square in the middle of the state.
It's a lot there. So this place, this encompasses kind of Bernardo, the town of Bosque, the town of San Antonio.
Okay.
New Mexico. Yes, there's a San Antonio, New Mexico.
Why would you? That close?
That close. It's kind of this whole area.
Yeah.
The zip code 87006 is the zip code. There is 703 people in the entire zip code.
Jesus Christ.
We're talking 12 people per square mile.
Wow.
That is no density whatsoever. That's like a ranch.
Awesome.
12 people per square mile. Think about that. Square mile's big.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's like hundreds of acres. Think about
That's why
that.
Epstein went there.
Probably. There's nobody there to do anything.
Yeah.
Median household income here is about $37,500 a year, so it's low. But median home cost is also lower than the national average, $222,200 there. Okay. So quickly, a little bit of history. There was almost twice as many people here like 15 years ago.
Really?
They've really cleared out of this area. I'm not sure why. It was Bernardo was named in 1902 after a friend. Okay, there's a guy named John Becker. His friend's name was Bernardo.
I know a guy.
So he named the town Bernardo. That's literally what it was.
Oh, boy.
The main point of interest here is the Bernardo Wildlife Management Area, which has sandhill cranes, and that's a big deal here.
The bird?
The bird, yeah, all these huge birds here. They have, it's situated in the Albuquerque Basin. Old Route 66 goes through there and all that kind of shit. So, not much history to the area because nothing's happened still.
Right.
So nothing happened then, nothing happened now.
It's just New Mexico.
It's in the middle of a desert mountain. There's nowhere, nothing to do. Reviews of this town. These are reviews from around here. Different. This is like Bosque Farms right around here. So it's the same area. It's all one big barren area. 5 stars. This town is so small it's considered a village. Okay. Exclamation point. Many of the residents are friendly and willing to help out. If you can find them,
right.
If you can track one down.
You can't say the word many when there aren't many people
there. There aren't many people there at all. I mean, I guess many a percentage, like a high percentage of them. It's mostly quiet with the Rio Grande running to the west and the Sandia and Manzano Mountains running east. There are many trails to walk and run on and plenty of room. That's a fact.
Yeah.
The only issue I have is the commute. This town isn't very close to a college. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's not
It's
close
not
to
even a
anything.
town.
Yeah.
It's just an area
It's a village.
in the middle of nowhere.
I'm really upset that my village isn't even a town.
In the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Weird. 3 stars here. Bosque Farms is a wonderful community for rural living. It's a beautiful area along the Rio Grande with many farms and ranches. It has a strong sense of community. I love the ditches and bike paths. Jesus, that sounds... I love the ditches. You can just throw a hitchhiker in there and just, you can just steal a woman from the city, drive her out there, toss her in there. No one will find her for 6 to 8 months. It's just, I love it here. It's wonderful.
When the review includes
Ditches. I love the ditches. And bike paths. First of all, you're a creep. Second of all, there's not a lot going on there when the ditches stand out as an activity.
Unreal.
Which I frequently ride my horse on the bike paths. Yeah. I also love being so close to the Bosque Woods. I love the birds that are everywhere, like cranes, egrets, falcons, and hawks. The diversity varies a lot depending on which part of the community you're in. I think they mean in birds. Uh-huh. I would like to see more diverse populations in all of Bosque Farms. I think they mean people. Uh-huh. It's all in all, it's plenty of bird diversity. All in all, it's a wonderful town if you want to live in a rural part of New Mexico. In other words, it's a nightmare. Run screaming with your hair on fire.
Nobody wants that.
4 stars. Bosque Farms is a cute little town. For the most part, it is quiet. It's no shit. It's nice being out away from the busy city. The only thing is everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just 700 people in an entire zip code. 12 people per square mile. You better get to know those 12 people.
You're also in a scenario where you need those people sometimes,
Yeah.
so you better know them.
You better know them, or you're going to be out there with no water or something. Here's 3 stars. Maybe my favorite review in the history of small town reviews here. Quote, I haven't been in the market for long, but it seemed about the same as everywhere else.
What?
Just no difference. It's the same. Don't worry about it. So,
the people are bragging about your ditches. It's
a piece of shit.
certainly different.
Things to do here. Festival of the Cranes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're into that. Come see stunning birds in vast numbers who travel the world to be in New Mexico's backyards. 3 days of expert seminars and field workshops, fabulous auditorium and meeting rooms in New Mexico at New Mexico Tech in Socorro, a very special keynote speaker, whom they don't name.
So special, we got to keep it a secret.
It's fucking wild. You can participate in duck banding.
What is that?
You grab a duck and you like rubber band its feet together and then throw it back in the water and see if it can swim still. I don't know what the fuck that is. That sounds terrible.
Is it like tagging? It's got to be, right?
I have no idea. I have a price list of all these things, okay? Morning with the Cranes.
This
right?
is a legit festival just around Fowl.
Just around Fowl. And everything is separate, by the way. Wow. Morning with the Cranes. You got to be there at 5:30 in the morning.
Jesus.
5:30 to 9:30 a.m. $80.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Deadly Beauty Behavior, looking at them at 8 a.m., $35. Winter Raptors of the Southwest. That'll cost you $50.
Just stare at a bird.
To look at the birds. Creative bird photography, $50. It better be creative for $50. Using light creatively in bird and nature photography, $80. Friends annual dinner, $40.
What?
Holy shit. So there you go. That's what to do there.
$300 to do everything here.
Dude, that's just one day. If you did everything on this one day, it would cost you like $1,000. And it's like a 4-day festival. Like bring your goddamn wallet to this joint because they are not.
South by Southwest just became the second most expensive festival.
This is crazy. This makes Coachella look like a bunch of bitches. That said, everybody, let's talk about a murder that happened here. So, I mean, Jesus, you'd think 12 people per square mile. Just get away from someone. You don't have to be near them enough to murder them. But you would be surprised. They actually do here. Now, November 24th, 1992. Mm-hmm. All right, it's right before Thanksgiving, 1992. On this day, there are some like conservation wildlife people, workers, and they're doing their normal rounds, checking on the birds, making sure they're flying still and eating shit and shitting on people and all that stuff. And they come across something that they didn't want to come across, obviously. Oh. They come across the body of a young person.
Oh, no.
Here, who's clearly not alive anymore and who looks like they've been like run over by 2 cars and then shot a whole bunch of times.
Wow.
Bruised, battered, and with tons of holes in this. I mean, everywhere. Head, body.
Really?
Horrific. They can't even, like, they couldn't identify him if they tried.
It's just not from the birds?
A human being.
Yeah.
The birds pack heat in New Mexico. That's the thing. No, there's gunshot wounds in his face.
That right?
He's got holes in his face made by gunshot wounds. It's all I can tell. It's a male at this point.
And he's been murdered hard.
He's been murdered a lot.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is extra. What
Too
the
much.
fuck did this kid do to somebody, basically? So they find out in the end it's 10 rounds from 3 different weapons as well, and in addition to being beaten.
Wow.
So when we're talking 10 rounds from 3 different weapons, that's like Sonny Corleone at the toll booth in The Godfather. Like, that's crazy. Who the fuck gets killed like that?
You can't carry 3 guns.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's a lot of people.
It's like a cartel or something would do that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You stole coke from the wrong person if you get done up like that. That's wild.
It's like Boondock Saints.
Yeah, so let's go back 2 days earlier, okay? 2 days earlier, November 22nd, 1992. Okay. Here's a few people we'll introduce you to here. Michael Apodaca, Apodaca. A name familiar to you at all?
It is. Why?
Okay, you'll find out later. Nobody look up the name because by the end of the show, you'll go, oh, my God. This has a big, like, left hook of a punch at the end of this motherfucker. So, okay. This episode is wild. He's 19 years old at this time. He lives on the 300 block of Morningside, southeast in Albuquerque. He works at the St. Joseph Hospital drawing blood.
Oh.
That's his job.
Phlebotomist.
Okay? Phlebotomist, exactly. His friend here, good friend of his, is named Eric Smith. Eric Smith is 21 years old. He's a big guy, big kind of redheaded, big giant guy, Eric Smith. He's his mom's favorite, as we find out. Like, he is mom's absolute apple of mom's eye here and all that kind of shit. So these two are friends. Apodaca and Smith were friends for a long time. Okay. Good friends and hanging out and doing all that kind of shit.
They both work at the hospital?
No.
Oh.
Apodaca does his thing. Okay. Yeah, they do different, separate things. He works at Allsups. I don't know what the hell that is.
What is that? I know what is that a gas station?
Maybe.
I think it is.
Allsups is where he works in Bellin. I guess is where he works. So now they're all tied together. Apodaca is married to Eric Smith's sister, so they're brother-in-laws now, and they were friends for a long time. And now also Eric Smith has a girlfriend. Okay. His girlfriend's 17 at the time, which I don't like that.
That's
He's
weird.
21. That's not okay. But either way, Darcy is her name. Darcy Morrison, who will soon be Darcy Smith, by the way.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to get married.
These two are going to get married. She works at the Pizza Hut.
Okay. Allsups and Pizza Hut.
Allsups and Pizza Hut.
Couple of careers.
It's time to get married, I feel like. We've accomplished everything else we've come to accomplish in life. Now it's time to settle our personal affairs.
A couple of people with part-time jobs.
Finances are taken care of. Now to work on personal items. That's fucking crazy.
Also, my successful best friend is banging my sister. I'm not happy about this.
Awesome. Yeah. This is great. Well, he married her, though. He married her. He made her an honest woman.
Yeah, but
Still,
there was a moment when
saying.
he had to look at him square in the face and go, I got to tell you something.
Yeah. Or it could be the opposite. Yeah. Apodaca might have said, why don't you go out with my sister? Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'd be fucking brother-in-law. That'd be awesome. Because that happens too sometimes.
But Apodaca's banging Smith's sister, right?
What is it? No, the opposite. Apodaca is married to Smith's sister.
There it is.
Yeah, he's married to Smith's sister. So maybe Smith was like, yo, go out with my sister. That'd be cool. We're buddies.
He can't be happy about this.
Maybe not.
Every friend that I've ever had is like, stay away from my sister.
No, absolutely. Unless maybe it's an older sister.
Yeah, maybe.
That's possible.
Or Apodaca might be a good dude. You know what I mean? And then you're like,
that's the other thing.
Fine.
He might be, they might be so close that he's like, no, I'd want you to marry my sister.
Every one of my friends was like, you're a piece of shit. Don't do that.
That's the thing. If your friends don't want you to go out with their sisters, that's more on you. That's more about the person they don't want.
Because they knew me.
Yeah. They're like, you're not going out with my sister. I know what you're about.
Not have this.
So on this day, November 22nd, the three of them spend the evening drinking.
Yeah.
There you go. That's nice. So I think
Smith, Darcy, and Apodaca?
Yeah, I think there's one person of age in this group, but they're spending the evening drinking, and then they decided, once they're good and drunk, they decide, let's go out and shoot rabbits.
What?
I don't understand it when some people get drunk and decide they want to shoot stuff when they're drunk, which is the one time you definitely shouldn't have a firearm anywhere near you is when you're drunk, probably. So.
And also don't hit moving targets that could possibly run in front of your friend.
I guess they do this in the desert all the time. So they head out to do this, all right?
God.
They each have a weapon, by the way. All three of them are into this. She's into it, too. Darcy's got it, too. Eric here Eric Smith has a 9mm in a holster on him. Apodaca has a 12-gauge shotgun.
Jesus.
He's going to incinerate these fucking...
What's the point of that?
See that rabbit? Don't see it no more, do you?
I'm a better magician than Copperfield.
Poof! Fucker's gone. I made him into a pink fine mist.
Make him appear in my hat. He's all over your hat.
Yeah, all over. And Darcy Smith, who, by the way, is about 100 pounds, about 100-pound 17-year-old girl, is rocking a .44 revolver.
What the fuck?
That is a hand cannon. That's a huge gun.
Why does Smith carry the pussy gun?
What the fuck? He's got a holster for it. She wants the .44, though, everybody says. She likes the .44, which is, I mean, that thing would probably knock her ass down, probably. 100 pounds? You got to really know how to shoot.
That's going to sting your wrist.
You got to really have some...
2 hands, honey.
Yeah, I would say.
I would have to use 2 hands.
Fucking .44, hell yeah. That's a big goddamn gun. So they said they are all good at shooting. They go out shooting all the time. And they said that Eric's real good, and so is Apodaca. And they said Darcy's a badass too. She's really good with the gun. She's excellent, especially with handguns. She's really.
They're
good.
not doing this for anything other than to just kill something because
it's just having. Look at that rabbit blow up. Got that little varmint. That's all it is.
None of those guns are to wound
made for
or
shoot. No, they're made to blow a rabbit apart. Yeah,
you're going to make it useless.
It's not a 22 or something. No, they're going out to just shoot stuff and then laugh when it explodes.
Gross.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, they're jerk-offs. So at some point in this excursion, they never make it to rabbit shooting, put it that way. Yeah. They go out to go rabbit shooting. They go out to drive out to the desert. Yeah. And as they're doing it, they decide, hey, you know what would be more fun than shooting at rabbits? Because that's pretty fucking lame. What are they going to do?
What are we, 11?
It'd be super cool to pick up a hitchhiker, right? Just pick someone up at random, offer them a ride, and then, quote, scare the hell out of them. Just offer them a ride once they get in the car, kind of like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Like they get in the car and then you're going to freak them out. That wasn't the plan, but that's kind of what they're thinking they're going to do. They're going to get them in the car, freak them out, scare them, have guns out and shit till the person's like, no, I'm good. Let me out right here. And then they're all going to laugh at how they scared the shit out of this poor hitchhiker person.
Never ask me why I don't like New Mexico ever again.
This is
who has that idea?
This is how they fuck around. This is how they have fun. This is fun.
What the fuck?
Y'all want to go shoot rabbits with high-powered weaponry so they'll explode? Or y'all want to pick up a hitchhiker and scare the hell out of them? Is there nothing good on TV?
Yeah. Both of those options are equally terrifying.
They're fucking awful.
Yeah.
I would much rather rent a movie.
Want to go make victims?
This is great. It's 1992. Go rent a movie. There's plenty of shit to do.
Oh my God, there's so much good stuff happening right now.
You could go rent a movie and be home. It wasn't like this is the 40s and they were like, oh, the radio broadcast is over for the night. What do we do? Find something to do with yourself.
Isn't Coneheads out right now?
It's been out for 5 years.
It's an amazing movie.
93 that came out. Okay, 93. So it's not quite out yet.
Almost.
But
hang tight.
We're almost there.
Enjoy the suspense.
Goodfellas is out.
Yeah.
Watch it.
So much is out.
Pretty good. Instead, they're going to go scare the hell out of a hitchhiker.
Wow.
Bored. This all sounds like it happened in the 20s, by the way, doesn't it? Dust clouds behind the cars.
Rural-ass southern country. Yeah. You know what I mean? Southern state.
Every time the car pulls away, like the Model T fucking fishtails in the dust.
And they do this because the car only goes 12 miles away before we have to do things to it.
Yeah, we got to put a new tongue in it or something, whatever it was on Oregon Trail.
So you got to do a 6-mile radius. That way, when we get back, we just got to work on the car.
Yeah. So they're in the area of University of New Mexico. They're passing by, and they spot a young man that they're like, I bet we could scare the shit out of him. He's 17 years old. He looks pretty young, though. He looks a little younger than the 17, honestly. His name's Adam Price. Yeah. He's walking along. he was a senior at Freedom High School, but he apparently had stopped going to classes lately. His friends said he seemed to be bored by his classes and just wasn't really interested anymore. So he had just kind of drifted away from school in the beginning of his senior year.
Early 90s was a big thing for dropping out.
It really was. You were like, what am I doing here? This is crazy. So
a year's a long time when you're 17.
It really is. And it feels like, well, if I don't get something going now, I mean, then what? Yeah, then I'm fucked. Then what?
We're so dumb. At 17,
because we're both idiots. That's why. We're the same idiot. You understand?
What am I going to do the rest of my life?
You like country music. Otherwise, we're the same idiot. Honestly. The same exact idiot, except for that one difference. So it's fucking stupid. So they're there, and what he's doing, what now is he's at an arcade playing video games.
Oh, my God.
Basically, hanging out, playing video games.
He just needs guidance.
Yeah, not going to school. And this is at night. He's hanging out playing video games. Yeah. It's dark. He goes out walking in the dark afterwards. They see him on the road, and they go, maybe this is the guy. Okay? So they go out. By the way, they're driving a Buick. They're driving Eric Smith's Buick. Yeah. Hot ride. So it's
very cool car.
Darcy, Michael, and Eric in the Buick. And they're looking at, they're probably a Regal or a Century or something. Maybe it was a Century. He probably got it from like his grandmother.
It's his grandmother's
Century. You know it is. Absolutely. Because I had an Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra that was my stepmother's father's. That's how I got it. Nobody under the age of 60 buys that car back then.
And the Buick in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, that was a bad car.
Big piece of shit, ugly. Nobody wanted that.
No, but you are not picking up chicks in that car.
No, my great aunt and uncle would get a new one every year, and they were like 75 years old, so it made sense.
My friend had a diesel Cadillac.
Diesel Cadillac?
Diesel Cadillac.
I said they have diesel Mercedes too, I know. And it's like, okay, well, they're German. There's something about whatever. But the diesel Cadillac makes no sense whatsoever.
Fascinating little car.
What a weird car. It's a strange car.
Piece of shit.
So, man. So they said that they were looking for someone to pick up and scare. Now, Darcy says they saw this kid walking down the street near East Central Avenue in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah. They didn't know him, but Eric Smith said, he's perfect. We can scare the shit out of him. Look at him. He looks like a little little F word. So he throws that out there. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to get any shit. So he says that, even though it's quoting a asshole, but still. He says that, but not meaning that in a.
Right.
You have to understand 1992. Mm-hmm. That you'd be less likely to call someone you actually thought was gay than you would just some kid walking around, or you would your best friend or something. That's who you'd say that to.
Disparaging to straight people. That's all it was.
But he just said, look at this little thing, and that was that. So they said, let's pick him up. We can scare him probably. Right. Now, Darcy said that Eric yelled something out the window to him. And the kid flipped him off, which I find is great. I'm like, fuck yeah, Adam. You flip him off, brother. That's right.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. 17-year-old kid, multiple people in the car, and he flips him off. I like his balls. You know what I mean?
It's what you do.
It's what you do. So at that point, Eric Smith grabbed the .44 and pointed it out the window and told him to get in the fucking car right now or I'm going to shoot you with this giant hand cannon. And so he did. Wow. Adam Price got in the car. And at that point, Darcy said that's when, quote, things went bad. And she said that Adam started mouthing off at Smith and, started mouthing off. He's not, the kid has balls. I'll give him that. So Smith started hitting him. Oh, my God. And we'll talk about that. As they were driving, Eric became very angry with this kid. So he asked Apodaca to steady the steering wheel. You hold the wheel so Eric could turn around in the driver's seat and smack him in the face with the butt of the .44 revolver.
Hold the wheel. I got shit to do.
I'm going to pistol whip this guy in the back seat. Okay, so while he did the wheel, Darcy Smith was in the middle. She kept her foot on the gas to maintain the speed.
We got two people operating the car.
So we have, one in the driver's seat. The other two people are doing separate things there while the driver beats a child with a gun, essentially, in the back seat. So this is a mess.
Yeah.
They leave Interstate 25. The Bernardo exit comes up. They see that, and they pull off to the road. And it's one of those middle of nowhere exits. Like when we drove back from L.A. at 1 a.m. and we couldn't stay awake, so we pulled over, and we were like, is this even... Where are we? What does this exit go to? It was an exit there. You pulled off, and then just like the concrete kind of ended, and then you were just in the desert.
Dirt,
we were just like, we're in the fucking desert. I don't see anything or anybody. I don't see a sign. I thought I was dreaming, like this was some sort of weird Evil Dead thing, or like a sandworm was going to come out and eat me.
A whole lot of stars out here. This is crazy.
It was weird, man. That was strange shit.
Would the daytime stop or the nighttime stop?
The nighttime stop.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
That was weird. We were just like, what's here?
No, you hear nothing but tires humming on asphalt that are driving by.
Every once in a while, because it was 1 in the morning, so you just hear like... And then you'd see the lights go off in the distance, and you're like, there's nothing here.
There's no sound.
And if you heard anything, you'd run because it's an animal that wants to eat you. So anyway, they pull off at the Bernardo exit, and this is a big, like a wildlife preserve area, and a kind of a, what is it, like a park?
Okay.
You know, a
National
preserve
park,
area, national park type area. So
State park, I guess.
The middle of nowhere.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing here. There's no stores. There's no buildings. It's preserve, nature preserve. So they pull off there, and they stop the car and pull off to the side of the road. Eric Smith takes Adam Price out of the car and has him stand at the back of the car, like a cop would do or something, right? And then has Apodaca and Darcy join him as well. So the three of them are standing there in front of him. All three of the car people are armed, and obviously Adam Price isn't. He's just standing there. So they're arguing at him even more. They're like yelling at him. Eric Smith is yelling at him. Then Eric Smith begins to beat him up more. He's hitting him with the gun. He's hitting him with his fists and everything like that. So that's pretty fucking crazy. Then, Jesus Christ, he takes out the .44 and shoots Adam Price twice with the .44.
Why?
From close range.
Why the fuck?
Which is a lot.
At that point, because at first, with all this happening, as Apodaca or Darcy, you got to assume that, this is scaring people is about, I guess.
Yeah.
And then as soon as
then you leave him in the desert, I guess. That's scary.
That's horrible.
He's got to walk up the exit and hitchhike on the thing, and that would be scary. But once you beat him, that's not really scary anymore, because you're scared of something that might happen. This is actually happening.
Right.
This is terrifying.
Right. The idea of fear and scaring somebody is the unknown.
What's going to happen? I don't know.
Now you know what's happening.
It's happening, and then now he doesn't matter because they shoot him twice with a .44, which is a lot. So at that point, Price falls to the ground, obviously, after being shot with a .44 twice at close range. So Darcy comes up. She's got the 9mm now. They traded, and she shoots him twice with the 9mm too.
Oh my God.
Pumps a couple into him. So after that, Apodaca, he's going to shoot him as well with the shotgun, or that's going to come up in a second. So anyway, wow, this is fucking crazy. The Darcy at that point picks up one of the spent shell casings, not as like to cover the evidence, because the 9mm is not a revolver, obviously. So she takes one as a souvenir.
Gross.
She wants a little trophy.
That's a sick 17-year-old.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some shit going on there. She's into this shit. So next, Eric Smith goes and gets the shotgun from the car. And both he and Apodaca each take a turn shooting Adam Price with the shotgun. They shoot him 3 times with the shotgun. Okay. After that, as well, the Darcy Smith takes the .44 and shoots him as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they've all really just done it's been a lot.
That's a lot of shots.
That's a lot. Turns out to be 10 rounds in all. 10 shots in all. It's a lot. And all close range and all unnecessary after the first 2, honestly. Right. So there's that. Then they return to the car after they take his jacket, which he had taken off, Adam Price. They keep his jacket.
Wow.
Jacket doesn't have holes in it or anything, so they keep it. I'm talking they keep it and just keep it as like, oh, here's our new jacket now. Right. I guess if we need an extra jacket, here's one. So the morning of the 24th, which is like 24 hours after this all goes down, that's when he's found, obviously, by game and fish officers off the US 60 in Bernardo. And they're only able to establish identity because he had a gift certificate in his pocket given to him by his grandparents for his birthday, which was November 23rd, which was at midnight. So they killed him like right on his birthday too, which is pretty fucked up. So his grandparents had given him a gift certificate before.
And a gift certificate back then had like your name on it.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
paper.
It was a paper thing with your name. Yeah, it wasn't like a card. Yeah, it was an actual gift certificate to Michael, loved Grandma and Grandpa.
Very personal.
Yeah, it would have a heart on it and shit. It'd have all the deal.
Now it's bullshit.
Now it's just here you go. Here's some card I picked up at the gas station. Yeah. There you go.
Here's money that used to be good everywhere. Now it's only good here.
Yeah, have fun. I've made your choices for you. Enjoy them.
Enjoy my choices.
I've decided what you want. Yeah, enjoy them. You really should. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's SONOBELLO.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So the medical examiner will later say that here that the autopsy revealed he'd been shot 10 times, had bled to death from his wounds. They said, though, given the he would have died anyway. They said he didn't wasn't left there to bleed to death.
There was no way he was surviving this.
No, he bled to death pretty quickly. They also had found numerous injuries to the face, bruises, lacerations caused by a blunt object like the butt of a .44. The injuries were consistent with being struck by that. Additional bruising found on the forearms and back of the hands was also caused by a blunt object, defensive wounds while he's trying to, keep him from raining down upon him. There was that. They said that they were testing the bullets and shotgun pellets that they found. They said that it's a 12-gauge shotgun, 44 caliber revolver, and a 9mm. So they find everything. They have all the evidence, but they have zero evidence. Who do you match this to? This is so random that this is how people get away with shit.
Right.
There's no connection. No one's ever met this kid before. It wasn't a crowded area. It was the middle of nowhere. Who the fuck knows?
And that last part makes it way worse.
Yeah.
That middle of nowhere, there's no ties to shit out
No
here.
ties to shit, no ties. They don't see anything. I mean, they didn't preserve any tire tracks or anything like that. They didn't even think of it.
All we've got is a gift card. Find the grandparents and question them. That's it.
Did you want that money back?
Do you question that decision?
The gift card to the mall? Were you trying to get it back from him?
Meanwhile, that's the best gift they ever gave him because it
identified him.
Yeah, it gave us an idea of who this kid is.
I'm sure they would have figured it out eventually, but it quickly identified him anyway, so they could get an investigation going. But the investigation yields ugats, nothing.
Stalls.
Nothing. That's November. This goes all the way into 93.
Oh, my God.
No suspects, no clues. No, it's just as cold as a case could be.
Oh, the poor kid.
Dead kid shot up, and they're like, this is overkill.
Yeah.
3 different weapons where, it's got to be 3 different people.
Right.
One of these are probably big guys. One's a 44. Like, they're picturing, he crossed a cartel or something.
He was
That's
involved in something terrible.
what it has to be. June of 1993, that's when Darcy and Eric get married. They're married. Isn't that very nice?
I mean, the couple that kills together. What are you going to do?
That's what I'm saying.
The
This
couple
happens
that
before.
slays together stays together.
Well, wait till you hear. We've said that before.
Yeah.
I think that was the name of an episode once. I think we'll find out, too, how he feels about her. A lot of this is based on the fact that she's a badass and will go out and shoot a guy in the face after he's dead.
Wow.
So they get married then. They begin a housing arrangement where there's a couple, Jennifer and Brian Jones, that they share a house with here. This will go on for a little while here. So they're living with another couple who's a little bit older, and on December 15th, 1993, there's a tip into the Crime Stoppers line. Okay, apparently they had all watched this on TV, this show that had this to do. Please call if you have any information. And they were all kind of talking to each other. Did you see this? Did you see this? Type of thing. So Jennifer Jones, who's one of the people they live with, part of that couple, she separated from Brian Jones in 1993 in October, and she went to live with Apodaca and his wife after that. Okay, I guess they split up that way. So she said that on the night of this shooting that happened, obviously, when Adam Price died, she was at Apodaca's home in Albuquerque back then, and Apodaca, Smith, and Darcy all came back with several weapons. Like holding all their weapons, which they said they were going to go shoot rabbits. Right. That's normal. But she saw blood on Smith and Apodaca as well. And she said that they all had been drinking too. So they were like, what the fuck is going on with these 3? Just some bloody, drunken shits coming in heavily armed. That's what is this, Deadwood? Jesus
right.
Christ. Yeah, that's terrifying. So, she said that this was October 30th, 1993. That Brian Jones called on the phone and asked, that's her husband that they'd split up, and said, did you see the Crime Stoppers show involving the killing of Adam Price? So, and Darcy kind of got weird. So Jennifer asked Darcy what was going on, and Darcy said, well, Eric, my hubby, and Apodaca went out driving in the Buick there. We were just looking for someone to pick up and scare, and then told her everything.
Whoa.
Not only told about it, really bragged about it, really was sticking her chest out. Darcy said that she would do anything or go anywhere to keep Eric happy, to keep Smith happy. And she said that the night of the Crime Stoppers broadcast, she said she didn't even care about it. She's like, I don't even care. They were like, don't you feel bad? And she goes, no, I don't even know him. He was a stranger. Why would I feel bad? I didn't know he existed to begin with. Why would I care that he's dead?
You participated in the murder of a stranger, you weirdo.
Well, but a psychopath would say, I don't fucking know that person.
Right.
That's exactly how they'd react to it. I didn't know they were alive before. Why do I care that they're dead now? That's what I mean.
My God.
And she wants to be with this guy who wants to murder.
Right.
Who the fuck, what was her dad like? Jesus Christ.
God.
Also, she said the quote, we shot him. And she said also that she used the 44 to shoot him at the end. She made sure to say, I even shot the 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even got that. She then even took Jennifer Jones out to the place to show her where it happened.
Whoa.
To say, this is where we did it. So everything like that. So that's how it goes. At first, because, the other witness here, Brian Jones, the estranged husband of Jennifer, he said that he was friends with both Eric and Apodaca, and that about a week after the shooting, he was at Apodaca's house, and Eric Smith said, quote, we killed somebody.
Yeah.
Why are they telling people?
You too.
Also.
Who are you psychos?
Fucking, yeah, we killed somebody, yeah. Then Brian Jones said that Eric Smith told him after they abducted this poor fucking boy, they took him to Socorro County, they took him out of the car, made him kneel down and shot him. He also said that Darcy told him told Jones. Jones says this. Darcy told him, quote, I shot Adam once in the face. Oh, my God. And she was proud of it. And then Eric told Jones that, quote, he was proud to find a woman that would actually kill for him.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
She didn't kill for you, man.
No, but she would. And that's fucking creepy that that's what he's into. He wants to have a natural born killers type situation going on here. So after the tip, the first one they find is Apodaca, and they bring him in, and they tell him what they know, and he cracks like a fucking like a cantaloupe, man. He cracks fast. That night, Jennifer Jones called Darcy and said, "Hey, did you hear Apodaca got arrested?" And, and Darcy said, oh, they don't have any proof. They don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, baby.
They don't have any proof of anything. She doesn't know that the person on the phone with her is the informant. Yeah. So at that point, Darcy said that the barrel to the 9mm that was used in it and another part of the weapon were still in Apodaca's possession. Yeah. And then Apodaca wouldn't say anything because they all made a pact, you see.
I trust those.
A pact.
Yeah.
A fucking pact.
They said, we all told each other, if we don't get married by the time we're 35,
we will start killing teenagers. Is that what the pact was?
A pact?
A pact that whoever most of the evidence fell on, if anybody got arrested, whoever most of the evidence fell on would take the blame and not tell on anybody else.
You got it.
Sure. Okay. A pact. Mob guys take a pact and they don't fucking keep that one. That's a blood oath with, everybody they know standing around and a saint burning in a car. It's a big ceremony.
It's a big deal.
This here is just three jackasses going, you won't kill no. I swear on my cheesy gordita crunch, I won't tell nobody. That's what's going on here.
Right here on the state seal of New Mexico.
I swear to God, damn it. Right on the fourth corner. So they made a pact. They wouldn't do anything. Jennifer Jones also tells the police that about a month after the shooting, Brian Jones said that he needed a jacket because he was cold, and Eric Smith handed him Adam Price's jacket and said, here, wear Adam's.
Gross.
Here, where they were talking about him and using his name.
Yeah, that's the weirdest
That's
part,
sleazy.
Right?
Yeah, here, to use Adam's is fucking like, they're holding that as like, that's some sort of makes them feel powerful that they have this dead person here. Now, the cops, right away, the first thing that gets taken, because all the court documents, the press runs with the gay slur. And they start saying it's a gay bashing. Okay. It's a gay And then once they get into it, they find out it's not that at all.
Oh, look at adults being out of touch.
It's just, that's what it was. But at that time, too, there was a lot of that going on. So, I mean, it was a common thing. So they thought maybe that's what it was. And they said at the end, the lead detective said they say they were looking for someone to scare that night. And that's what I think happened. It didn't matter who it was. That was just happened to be the word that he used. And didn't, actually think that. So the reaction here, the Price family, Adam's father, Charles, said that he was, happy that someone got arrested. But, it's also he's horrified to hear the details of what happened because Apodaca spills it. He said, we're very hopeful that this is based on good information and that these are the right people that did it. This has been very difficult for our family. It's been hard psychology to bring it to a resolution. I think this will be a big step. So he said, and then they said, well, also, because this was before they figured out that it wasn't a gay bashing, and they said, what about your son? Is your son gay? And all that stuff. And he said, that's very upsetting. Adam was not gay. He was just a 17-year-old boy. Right. So not that it matters, but you have to be like, and he's also not gay just to say, whatever, just because they were
Street Fighter. That's
what I mean. He was playing video games. So not that you can't be gay and like video games, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So, a friend of Adam's said that Adam had a taste for living on the edge, but wouldn't give any specifics. Like if a car full of people comes up and talks shit, he'll just flip them off. Like that sort of, that's living on the edge
it's pretty badass.
In the middle of nowhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they said last time they saw him, he was playing video games in the area of the University of New Mexico and hanging out near the Frontier restaurant. So his friend said, when he was killed, I thought he must have gotten involved in something that he couldn't handle. He said he type of kid that he might have been out there doing something that would have got him. Sure. He was in the mix. He was, he's 17.
Maybe he stole a dirt bike or something.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Who knows? Right. He's 17. So And all of his friends said, yeah, no, he wasn't gay at all either, by the way. Because they asked him, was he gay? And they're like, no.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not that it matters, but no, Jesus. So Eric Smith's mom now, she is defends him to the ends of the earth. It's wild. Yeah, it's her favorite son. She said, even in my wildest dreams, I could never thought this could happen. Absolutely not.
But he did the worst part of this.
He was the ringleader of all.
He's the one that did it.
Hold the wheel while I beat him with my gun.
Right.
You're taking the first step, motherfucker. Like,
everybody in the car except for me and him control the vehicle.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
That, and also he was the one who put him in the car at gunpoint. Right. So you can't do that.
Shot first.
Yeah. So Apodaca's going to plea because he just gives it right up.
Really?
They're going to let him plea, and he's going to testify against everyone. Because they made a pact.
Right. He made another pact.
It
supersedes the previous pact.
I've made other pacts. This pact is with the state attorney general. I've made a pact with him. Apparently, it's got jurisdiction. I don't know. I made a county pact earlier. Yeah. This is a state pact. It's a different pact I got going
Overruled.
on. Overruled. Sorry. So he's going to plead guilty to second-degree murder.
Oh.
And he is going to get, you, sir, may fuck off 24 years in prison.
Really?
Seems light, right?
Very.
Seems a little light for something this senseless and brutal.
He literally fired rounds into a body.
There was no reason for it.
But without him, this case is bullshit.
That's why they need his testimony. They absolutely need it.
We have to be lenient with this guy.
So Eric Smith goes to trial, but with Apodaca's testimony and Jennifer Jones's testimony. It's not good.
No.
Everybody, the guy, saying wear Adam's jacket. Yeah. It's all bad for Eric Smith here. So he is convicted of felony murder.
Oh boy.
False imprisonment. Now, this is about to get funny in a second here. Aggravated assault. What's funny about charges, right? Wait till you hear it. Felony murder, false imprisonment, aggravated assault, conspiracy, tampering with evidence, and the cherry on top of it all, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Now, can you contribute to the delinquency of a minor if she's your wife? That's the ultimate hillbilly paradox, isn't it? It's the ultimate hillbilly paradox. Can I contribute, but if she's my wife, then technically...
so she's a grown-up.
Shit.
If she could balance the checking account, she ain't no minor.
That's what I'm saying. If there's... Oh, my God. If there's numbers in the ledger, play ball. You know what I'm saying? Right? That's how it goes? I think. I don't fucking know.
Also, I think she was delinquent already. I don't think there's much contributing.
Contributing to the delinquency of a month. That is the hillbilly paradox. That is an absolute hillbilly paradox.
I wish they would have hit him with theft of personal property, too, with the jacket.
The jacket. They should have, actually. Well, tampering with evidence, I think.
If they're going to hit him with delinquent of a minor.
That's wild. I don't know if that's because he armed her, maybe?
I don't know.
Or I guess this is all a delinquent act, I suppose.
It's pretty delinquent.
That's the most understated thing ever. Delinquency is really understated when shooting a teenager 10 times and all this type of shit. Right? This is a little much, man.
It's pretty funny.
It's so Eric Smith, he's found guilty of all this, all the witnesses against him here. He is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off. He's the one I am worried about, too. But Apodaca seems like the nice one here at this point. Wait till you get into this. But Eric is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off, life plus 32 years.
Oh, shit.
So it's life for the murder and 32 years for all the other shit. So Eric's in there for a fucking while.
Yeah.
Now, December 15th, 1994 is when they are going to... Here's the thing. Eric's going to be charged, all that kind of shit. Then they're going to try to charge Darcy. But there's a fuckload of delays.
Really?
A shitload. All their trials happened in 94. But Darcy's, because she was a minor when it happened, it's got to be transferred from children's court to adult court if they want to do that. So that's a big fight that takes 4 goddamn years. Wow. 4 years. Children's court announced findings of probable cause. The court directed a psychologist to come in to see if she's like of an adult mind and all that kind of shit. I guess it's pretty common to have the psychological evaluation of a criminal child.
That's fascinating.
That's wild. So she agreed to stipulate to a psychologist, but then several weeks later told the children's court that she won't see the psychiatrist. Okay. So thereafter, the children's court instructed counsel to write a letter advising each of its party a choice of a court-appointed experts, one they could fucking agree on. So they went back and forth. This goes into June. This goes into August.
Yeah.
Child's attorney notifies the children's court that they would be unavailable from September. This is now the people they've picked out now aren't available. They're like summering in France or something. So they are wherever the fuck people go, Nantucket or some shit. Won't be available for like 2 months.
What?
So they're like, okay, now what do we do? Well, let's get another one. Well, they're not available till after the holidays. I mean, the holidays are coming up. We can't have that. So they have all these conferences. This goes into 1995.
Oh, my God.
It's ridiculous. They finally have a written report of the expert. Thereafter, the children's court now has to read the report and decide what to do. So then that takes more fucking time. The court granted she wanted a continuance, so they granted that. This goes into mid-1995. Are you sensing?
This is nuts.
This
man.
is fucking insane.
Are they doing it on purpose?
I mean, yeah, delays help because the more delays you put between. The more delays you put between, and this is for juvenile offenders in general, the more delays you put between the trial and the arrest and the trial, it's a double-edged sword because on one hand, they look less like a child at that point.
Yeah.
So you want to get them in as soon as possible.
Right
a lot of times, if it's like a 16-year-old kid, the state will try to delay it, hoping they go through more puberty or something and look more like an adult because a jury is much more likely to give a guy with a 5 o'clock shadow a couple extra years than some pimply-faced kid sitting there that looks like one of their kids. So different. But at the same time, the defense, if they can delay it a super long time, like years, that's going to be great for them because they can go, Jesus Christ, that kid was 17.
Right.
Now they're like 23. They're a different person.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like you can't put them in for life now. Look, they're totally.
They served 6 years.
They're going, I was a kid back then.
Right.
You know, this is like.
Remember what you did when you were a kid?
Yeah, so it's different strategies, basically. So she ends up being tried as an adult, though, in 1998.
Wow.
So it would be kind of weird to try her as a child when she's like 22 years old.
Right.
It'd be a little
Very
strange
bizarre,
at that point. Shit, more than that. She'd be 24 at that point.
Right.
That's crazy. So now the jury comes back on her, and it's a mixed bag here.
Really?
They acquit her of aggravated assault and conspiracy to commit murder. But she's convicted of false imprisonment and the big one, first-degree felony murder.
Oh, shit.
That's not good. So her sentence comes around. You, young lady, may fuck off life plus 18 years.
Oh, Jesus.
They got her Eric Smith at 32. Just as hard.
She didn't even delinquent anybody.
No. Basically, if you didn't testify, that's what you got. She wasn't contributing to shit.
No.
She was contributing to the lead content of a minor.
Right.
That's another thing. Hey, why can't they hit them with that? That kid was a minor. So Eric appeals and appeals. He appeals in 97. He appeals to the U.S. Supreme Court in 2001.
Really?
And he's never gets anything going with the appeals. They don't give a shit about his appeals because it's pretty clear he's very guilty.
And he did a very bad thing.
He did a terrible fucking thing, which isn't helping at all. Yeah. I think that's probably part of the fact that they're not.
Less the sympathy that garners there's very little.
Very little. It's tough. So his mother, though, has a different take on it. His mother says, quote, "I have lost my son. I am forced into the realization that my son may never know freedom in my lifetime."
Yeah.
She says, "I believe Eric was convicted on the jurist's gut feelings and not on the facts of the case." It's his car, it's his guns, it's his girlfriend, it's everything.
What are the facts that she thinks are so compelling?
Well, she says that she calls into question about 45 key points of how her case was, or how Eric's case was botched by these attorneys and the state and everybody else. She said some were incorporated into the appeals, but a lot of them have no legal basis as far as what the appeals are. Okay, so he said, why was Apodaca allowed to take a plea deal that earned him substantially less time in prison?
Okay,
because he testified. That's how it works. Either way, he's testifying against two other people, so. She said though that deal was contingent on him passing a polygraph test, which he I guess never took.
Oh.
So what about that? Huh? So why was the prosecutor allowed to introduce evidence a handgun that wasn't used in the killing? Why could they introduce that in evidence? What was up with that? Okay. Why didn't Eric's attorney object to hearsay testimony offered by a friend of the trio? Why a second polygraph expert that she, the mother, paid for was never even called to the stand? Because polygraphs aren't fucking admissible in court. That's why.
Yeah.
You'll never get a polygraph person on the stand because that doesn't matter. A judge will go, not admissible.
Right.
Bye. So that's unless he just like admitted a whole bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with the test. So they said, why casings at the crime scene were not located until months later and then never connected to the murder weapons. What's up with that? He said none of these points may have been strong enough for an acquittal, but when you add them all up, make a big pile of circumstantial shit,
it looks different.
It looks like he's pretty goddamn innocent, according to her. She said she's left with the same feeling of disbelief she had the night that the phone first rang. She said that he'd been a good son, a caring man, and she'd been a good mom.
Oh, there it is.
She'd been a good mom. That's what this is all about. I'm a good mom.
I'm not a failure.
No, I'm a good mom.
Yes.
I'm great. She then said, our country is full tonight with mothers grieving for sons who are either on their way to America's countless prisons, who are in or on their way to America's countless prisons. Many are probably blaming themselves. Where did I go wrong? And she says, they didn't go wrong and neither did I.
Oh, my God.
Don't blame me because my son's a monster.
Babe, we aren't blaming you.
But also,
your son's a piece of shit, and you probably made some mistakes.
I don't think, clearly you didn't take him off at that path. I mean,
you didn't tell him to go murder people. You didn't show him out. But your boy did it.
Yeah, this is fucking crazy.
Wow.
The Price family, though, they are really classy, actually. They say, as parents, we feel deep sympathy for Mr. Smith's mother. They could have said, she can go fuck herself right in the mouth, and everybody would have totally understood and been fine with it. She said they say the sympathy for Mr. Smith's mother and the devastation of his sentence. However, the aftermath of our son's murder and torture is something our family lives with every day. We will never know the full circumstances of that night that Adam was kidnapped at gunpoint on our street by Eric and Darcy Smith and Mark Apodaca. We do know that after Adam's murder, we spent 5 years in trials, hearings for the three killers. That makes sense. They said Eric and Darcy Smith were separately represented by very capable lawyers. Each of them had separate trials with different juries, and both were convicted of first-degree murder. We have no reason to believe that these verdicts should be revisited.
Yeah, that's the other part.
We're good.
You may be missing your son, but at least you know where he is.
You know where you can go visit him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can visit him
Guess
anytime you want.
we can't do?
No, he's fucking dead as a doornail because your son's an idiot.
And your boy did it.
Yeah.
Fucking... Stop being so. Stop feeling so bad for yourself.
And that's what it is. It's about her, I feel like. So think about that, though. Eric Smith, obviously a selfish lunatic and a psychopath and wants, I want a girl who'll kill for me and all this type of shit. And his mother, clearly a little bit self-absorbed as well.
Yeah.
So this whole thing.
Wonder where he gets it.
I feel like I'd love to know who his father is. I'm sure he's a winner. Speaking of families, and we'll get to this, Apodaca is released from prison in 2013.
Oh, my.
He's out there. Wait till you hear about his family, boy. Oh, boy. August 2022, a couple months ago, Darcy, who is now Darcy Morrison again.
Yeah.
But the state still recognizes her as Darcy Smith, so that's who she is and whatever. She's at the Western New Mexico Correctional Facility. She works in the library much of the day.
Yeah.
She tutors inmates. She completed her bachelor's degree.
Oh.
She watches Jeopardy at night. That's what she says. Right. Yeah, she's doing her thing. She wrote one of her appeals. She wrote a 15-page handwritten court filing. Which is
on her own.
Yeah, written in small letters that were like a computer font.
Holy shit.
She wanted it to look good here. It's pretty wild here. She said that she hasn't talked to Eric and hasn't been with Eric. As a matter of fact, and she doesn't say this till 2022, though, she said that when she was arrested, she was exhausted and only weighed about 90 pounds because Eric didn't allow her to eat or sleep regularly. So, nice guy.
Yeah.
She said, I felt like someone had heard my prayers, even though I was being arrested. Even though I was facing so much time, I felt like somebody had saved my life. It wasn't just getting away from Eric. It was the fact that someone else knew, and I didn't have to worry about keeping the secret anymore.
You weren't keeping secret. You were showing people where it was.
And telling people and bragging and high-fiving and everything else.
I'm so scared of her.
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. She's like, I'd love to get out, though. She's 47 years old. She spent 24 years. Her first parole hearing will be at 30 years. So she's 47 now, and she said she's never even been on the internet.
Good.
It's going to be hard. Yeah, good. You'll just drag more people in.
My God.
She said, quote, I don't believe I'm innocent. I'm not faulting anyone for sending me to prison, but she said my presence that night was coerced, and I was pressured into assisting two people, and Eric's abuse grew more cruel after the murder. She said in moments of anger, he would threaten to treat her as he did Adam Price, and that would drive her, and he would drive her out to the desert and fire a handgun at her feet for amusement.
Oh, my.
Nice fucking guy. So all of her appeals have been thwarted, except she's trying to basically say she got sentenced too harshly for someone who was 17 at the time and not an adult. So she's going through all of that, and she has a chance to get out on that. Basically.
Hate that.
Yeah. She said, for the most part, everyone has an experience of being around a child. She said, and one thing you don't do, you don't give up on children. Yes, I was 17, and some people might not think that's a child, but it's not an adult either. No, but it's also you're shooting people.
It's also the same age as the person you guys shot.
That's
so
the
what
thing.
The fuck,
a high school senior.
Yeah.
She said, I feel like a life sentence is a lot. I'm not the same person that I was. I have gone through a lot of counseling. I've gone through a lot of treatment. I have changed and become a better person. 24 years is a long time. Maybe it's enough.
Oh, my.
Now, the Apodaca family. Michael, obviously a real asshole.
Right.
And Smiths have an asshole family, but no one has an asshole family like Michael. Michael's brother, Paul Apodaca, is maybe who you've heard of, because in 2021, first of all, Paul's such a psychopath. He was put in prison in 1995, he says, just to get near his brother to protect him.
What?
What did he do to get put in prison? Raped his 14-year-old stepsister and then told everybody about it, so he'd go to jail.
What the shit?
That's what this guy did, Paul, so he could go be near his brother.
In New Mexico.
In New Mexico.
To be near Mike.
To be near Michael in jail and protect him.
I did something that will get me a longer sentence than him. Holy fuck.
But he got out.
Oh?
He got out. Paul got out, absolutely, and he's been around because he said, wow. Anyway, in 2021, he's homeless, Paul Apodaca. And oh my God, Jesus Christ. They end up finding him because he is a serial killer.
Really?
He's killed they arrest him on 3 murders at this point.
My.
He's a serial killer. And you know where he picked a couple of them up?
Where?
University of New Mexico.
Get
you don't
out.
think he told his fucking brother about that?
Yeah, no kidding.
He raped a girl to get close to him in prison. You don't think he told his brother after it happened, I killed this person over at University of New Mexico, and then later on, where should we pick somebody up? Oh, try by University of New Mexico. You don't think those things were linked together? That's why I think Apodaca, Michael, probably had more to do with this, because I feel like he probably said, let's go here.
Yeah.
Because based on his brother.
Does that. Yeah.
Yep. Paul Raymond Apodaca, charged with first-degree murder. Althea Noreen Oakley was a 21-year-old University of New Mexico student. Killed her in 1988.
Oh, long before.
Long before. He had a long history of violence, too. They said that Apodaca told the officers he had information, this is while he's in custody, about murders from a long time ago. So then they started finding people. Then he started confessing to more. Another woman he killed here, Jesus Christ. What was this? Oh, a 19-year-old he killed as well. In 1990, the woman he killed was the first recipient of the Memorial Scholar. They made a scholarship for this woman, and this girl got the scholarship. They're talking about that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Oakley was studying education with her mother there at the hospital. She had been with her boyfriend at a party. They had an argument. She left and began walking home.
God damn it.
And that's when she was taken.
That poor guy has to feel like shit for 40 years.
She was within 3 blocks of her home when he got to her. She came from 2 miles away, made it 3 blocks away. And multiple witnesses said they heard her screaming. They said they heard her scream and looked out into the street, and then they heard, quote, "I've been stabbed," and then she collapsed.
He's just serial stabbing people?
Oh, yeah. He said that my intention, he said he was walking by her, Apodaca, Paul, and he said my intention was just to take her at knife point to rape her. But what happened was I was sitting there, and when she walked up, she smiled at me because she's nice.
Yeah.
And he said, she said hi and smiled at me. That's the worst part. That's the worst part. I hurt someone that smiled at me. She made the mistake of being friendly to him. He also admitted to the death of 18-year-old, this is in 1989, Caitlin Claire Arquette, as well as the third murder and rapes of 3 more women. And they think there's more. Arquette, you would know because she's the daughter of Lois Duncan, who wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Is that right?
Absolutely. That's her.
Is that her
That's
inspiration
her mom
for it?
I don't know, but this, I mean, she was killed in the street.
My
it was
God.
fucking crazy. She also wrote 2 nonfiction books about Arquette's homicide. The mother did.
Wow.
So they said the Arquette case is one of the most infamous cold cases in Albuquerque history because of the mother's high-profile books about the murder. Yeah. And then they're going to charge him with that as well. It's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. So the third homicide that they charged him with, they didn't release details publicly right away. It doesn't matter. He's raping and killing people.
Yeah. And that was in the 90s?
80s, 90s.
He raped somebody to go. Why don't you just tell him what you've done?
Yeah, you could have done that.
Why'd you have to go and rape another person?
Hey, guess what? I killed 3 people here.
Instead, I raped a child.
It's fucking crazy. It's wild. It's crazy. So once they matched his DNA, they figured it out. They also found that he was driving the same car that was seen in the area.
Oh, no.
When Arquette was killed, witnesses reported seeing him there. He was there when the cops arrived in his car, and they just said he was, it must have been just there. This man was at the crime scene with the cops, Arquette's sister said.
Holy shit.
How obvious did it need to be to look into this guy? They just let him walk away.
No kidding.
And then he killed more and raped more, and now he's in prison finally forever. I think on the first one he got 45 years, so they're going to stack those. He's not getting out ever. He's like in his 60s too. But
and his brother is out.
And his brother's out. And his brothers. So, yeah, nice family.
Never ask me ever again.
Nice fucking family you got there.
Hate New Mexico.
No
Apodaca.
shit.
That sounds like a town in New Mexico.
It does. The Apodaca Terra, like a fruit that grows there and only there. So there you go. That's Apodaca, New Mexico. And that's just kidding. That is Bernardo, New Mexico. The Apodacas, the Smiths. And watch out for Darcy coming out on the street pretty soon.
Watch out for Apodaca. He is there.
He is there. Either way, there you go. Give us a review if you want. 5 stars would help a lot. Ooh. Whatever app you're listening on. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get tickets for everything. Get live show shit. Get all your stuff there. It's all there for the taking. Follow us on social media at Murder Small. Jimmie's got his hand on his forehead like, what just happened?
I hate that state so much.
Oh, God. At Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. Of course, patreon.com/crime and sports. $5 or more a month will get you the whole back catalog, 150 episodes, and, of course, new episodes, 2 new ones every other week. 1 crime and sports, 1 small town murder. This week, Len Bias for crime and sports. Drafted number 1 overall, cocaine overdose the night of it, heart exploded, done. Small Town Murder, we have Jeffrey Dahmer, Netflix versus Real Dahmer. Where did Netflix go wrong? Where did they fuck up? We'll find out all about that there. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And you will also, of course, get a shout out at the end of the regular show where Jimmie will mispronounce your name terribly while trying to get it right. Want to follow us on social media?
Oh, yes.
Very easy to do. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com and follow the links that go there. Holy shit. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Until next week, everybody. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Big news. Wayfair's President's Day clearance is on now. And these are big deals. Like Wayfair's best deals since Black Friday. Right now through February 18th, you can score up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Did we mention there's free and easy delivery straight to your door? There may even be some flash deals popping up too. You'll just have to shop and see. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's President's Day clearance today through February 18th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.